Alright. Things are trying to load in on my end. Says I'm live, but are we really? There we go. Alright. So sorry for the late start, you guys. Things and stuff and things. It's been rainy and dreary, and I woke up from my allergies way earlier than I wanted to today, and then I had to pee, and then I fell back asleep and slept too late, so apologies. So I figured real quick we'd just go over the classes that we have completed so far in this challenge. Come on, Twitch. So we've got Soul Snuffer, the Discipline Priest, Soul Shield, the Paladin, Rep Paladin. Soul Stoned was a Destro Warlock. Nisey, what was Nisey? Nisey was Beastmaster Hunter. Soul Sapped was a combat rogue. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Frozen Soul was our 6th class that we completed in this challenge. They were a Frost Mage. We've got the excuse me. And we've got the Monk, who is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. The 7th class that we've completed in the Bloodthirsty Challenge. They started out as Brewmaster and then switched and finished out the Trek to 260 as Resto. Gentle Soul is a pacifist, and Down in Front is a pacifist. So we've got 7 bloods completed. Today we're going to try to make that 8 with the Death Knight. Death Knight will come in a little bit later. And whatever happens today with the Death Knight, the Warrior will be coming back in next week. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 classes remaining as of this moment. We'll see if today we can knock that down to 4. And the little working man down here, they hit level 24. I somehow managed to get 5 levels on them so far this week. I don't know how that happened. People are apparently buying life root from me, but not iron bars, so I guess where I switched to is kind of working, but not really. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this iron. I guess I'm just going to have to keep putting it up and seeing what happens. Last night I actually turned some of it into steel just to see if anybody would take it. Because I was starting to get quite a lot of iron bars, backlogged in my bag. Alright, so we're going to kick today off with the Shaman. And she's holding her own. Things still hurt a little bit. I've been trying to drop my healing totem now. Especially when I'm fighting the deer. Maybe not with the foxes, but definitely with the deer, because they've been hurting pretty bad. They've been getting some lucky kicks in. Or maybe it's just because her armor is so shitty. I mean, that is very much a possibility. So, we've got 3 bars left to go. On the Shaman. Sorry, I had something in my eye and it was very distracting. we've got 3 greens so far. I could have used this one, but I didn't have an offhand at the moment, so I didn't really feel like holding it. We could have put the staff on, but there's no intellect on this staff, so that wouldn't really have helped us. Our big ticket item this week is just the bushy tails, and we've only got 2. So, probably not as good of a vendor money week this week, but you know, you have them happen. Not every timeout is going to be super stellar. Alright, so let's head down to our starting point down here. And we'll get going. I hope everybody's having as good of a day as they can and as good of a week as they can. I know news events coming out of the States yesterday were not particularly good. There was some tragedy that happened. I don't want to go into it here, but I will just say it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. Alright. Let's get away from the news for a while and level some bloodthirsties, shall we? Don't know if I'm gonna drop the totem on this guy. We will see. He does do a nasty dot. Yeah, I think we are actually. Oh. Oof. Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna need to. We need some mail armor to drop, please, RNG. And we need it now. 'Cause, oh my word. This is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous, RNG. Like, this character has only had weapons and a cape drop that she could use the entire time she's been out here. Like, why is there no mail gear dropping? I don't understand. I've seen mail pieces very rarely, but I've seen them drop from these characters on other challengers, other classes that don't use mail. I know it exists. So I'm really confused as to why you're refusing to even give me a piece of mail for the entire time that I've been out here. We've been out here since like level 25, 29. Something like that. Hell, it could have been level 24. I don't really remember. I know it was in the 20s somewhere. And we're at level 45 now? Like, what the F? Where did all the mail gear go? I just don't understand. So this level's been a little bit slower, if only due to the fact that I've been sitting on totem cooldowns in places. Not every time, but sometimes. As I've not been wanting to get a little too sloppy. Because even though I've leveled shamans before normally, a normally leveling shaman is a whole different can of worms than a challenger leveling shaman. So, and like I said, I've been trying to wait on that totem because this shit's been hurting in a mighty scary way. And I guess we should start dropping Healing Rain. Wait, can I drop this while I'm casting? I don't know. It would be nice if, you know, we could get some instant procs on, excuse me, on Healing Rain to drop. And I thought I remembered that being a thing, but that might be a talent point thing. That could be where I'm remembering it from. Well, that was a nice little proc there. That worked out. Healing Rain doesn't last nearly long enough, though. In my opinion. I would like that to be down just a little bit longer. I'd like to see that at 12 seconds instead of 10. Alright. Can't always get it to proc the way I want it, though. Oh, that was a cast and a proc back to back, so maybe that'll help this go down a little bit faster. But definitely have to stay on top of our Riptide. I am very nervous on this one right now. Tremendously nervous. I really didn't want to do the entire trek back to Stormwind to get gear. I really didn't want to. But we may need to. 'Cause this is getting to be a bit ridiculous. If I do say so myself. And it kills me to have to do it because, you know, in X number of levels we're going to be out of here, but with no pieces of gear dropping at all. And, I mean, we're definitely feeling the mobs hitting us. Definitely. I mean, this is the gear that we have on. That was one we picked up out here. I did say we got a cape. But, yeah. Like, I mean, we could put some leather gear on, but it's not going to be very beneficial. So I'm getting a little nervous. Trying to get through her level. Now, I wasn't dropping Healing Rain during her leveling process, but that last deer that was pummeling us really kind of, the deer on the road scared me. That was a lot of damage coming in. So we will see how things go here. I mean, part of me kind of wants to stop now and go get something, but you know what? I think we're gonna. I know we only have 2 bars left, but I'm getting nervous here. I'm getting real nervous. That one deer really got some good hits in. I'm just looking for something that's gonna get us through the next few levels. I'm sure this is gonna be a fiasco and a half to get back. I'm sure it's not gonna be probably worth it. They'll probably still be hitting us, but it'll make me feel a little bit better.
What can I do for you?
You can get me back to the Trade Winds Market, which was just across the road, but I didn't feel like running there. And navigating the city. Alright, so I'm fully expecting to have my ass land in Hillsbrad. And I don't think we can fly. No, I never learned flying either, so this is gonna be fun. I have flying 4 here, but I didn't train it yet, apparently. And I'm not... Where's the damn dock? Where's the boat dock, friends? Where is the boat dock? How in the bejesus do I get the hell out of here? I feel like it's down here, but I could be wrong.
Ahoy!
Oh, you're the dock master.
Keep your powder dry.
Crabmore's finest at your service.
Yeah, alright.
Keep your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry. How about you not kick me off in Hillsbrad? I certainly have enough money to get back, although they don't charge you for the boats anyway. We didn't order... Oh, we didn't order. We didn't open the portals out here. Which I believe is a quest that you have to do, but we can't do that quest. Because it's a quest. So, I don't think they're auto-open. Part of me wants to go look now, but another part of me just doesn't want to miss the boat either. Like, at a certain level, you can get the boat back to Stormwind fine. But then, like, I don't know when it changes. But then all of a sudden, you're getting dropped in Hillsbrad again, and I'm like, why? And I think it's just the people that didn't do, like, the Heart of Azeroth shit that it happens to. I could be wrong. But I think it's something to do with, like, a phasing issue. No, we could have run to check the damn portal room at this rate. For as long as this boat's sitting here. Are we leaving? Okay, now we're gonna leave. I was like, if we're just gonna sit here all day, I'm just gonna go back and look. I'm pretty sure the answer is that they're not there. Oh, we took that corner pretty fast. People in here. Dude cleaning. Wow, you just have lobster pre-prepared sitting on the table. How long has that been sitting out? I'm concerned, sir. Sir, are you trying to give everyone food poisoning? Let's see where it drops us. Is our ship gonna wreck on the rocks off the coast of Arathi? Or are we actually going to make it? What the fuck was that? Wait, what just happened? What just happened? Where are we? What? Hey, we made it back to Stormwind. Wow, that was terrifying. Maybe they finally did fix it, and that was their fix. Holy shit. I was like, why are we at the Darlaran crater? This isn't even on the coast. Like, what is happening? I've never seen the Darlaran crater pop up before. Wow. Oh my. Oh my. Maybe we should go get our doll Hearthstone. Was that the fix? When did they put that in? Because the last one I had to hearth out of there landed in Hillsbred. I'm okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just... That was scary. Holy shit. We're on the boat. The map is there. We're sort of loading into... It looks like we're trying to load into Stormwind. And then we come out of the map and we're hovering in the air. And it says Darlaran crater beneath us. And I'm like, they're not just gonna drop us from the sky, are they? Like, I thought we were gonna die there for a minute. I was like, oh no. No, 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 no. You all are awfully suspicious back here. Oh my. I've never had that happen before. Wow. And then, after hovering for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, waiting for the shoe to drop, we're in Stormwind? Hang on. I'm really scared now, so... Alright, we're clean. In that respect, it didn't technically kill us. That was still rather unnerving. Oh my. Alright. Armor. Guess we'll go upgrades only. Usable only. Can't use any of that. Alright, let's start with headpieces. Oh god, anything's gonna be an upgrade at this point. Eventide, that seems like a BFA name. I'm really not looking to spend a whole lot here, you guys. That'll do. It's not necessarily ideal, but like I said, we need money for our level 50 gear here. So we're in a bit of a spot. I really didn't want to get too money deep here. And yes, I'm looking at crit because I'm trying to get the most out of potential procs on this. So we're not going to be able to afford it for all of them. We'll take that though. What is making the snorting noises next to me? Something is. Wow, that's a hell of a jump. 56 gold to 900 gold. Like, what? No. Just no. Alright. That's gonna have to be that. Not even all that much mail up here on Auction House. Snake Greaves of the Fire Flash. So that was probably just a random drop that somebody got. I don't care. It'll serve the purpose. Masterwork Bracers of the Quick Blade. It doesn't look enchanted, which is really the big thing that we're looking for at this point. We just need higher armor. Oh wow, this is gonna be expensive. We're gonna have to go with this one because money. Because the other stuff's gonna be super expensive. Alright, let's go and get our stuff. This is gonna be a hell of an assortment of gear. We're about to look all sorts of beautiful. Alright, so let's put our head on. So wait, what's our armor level right now? 68. Okay. Oh, that's ugly. Alright, what is this? Shoulder. We might have to do a quick transmog on our way out. Oh my. What is this? Waste. Well, our armor level has definitely come up. It was 68 before we started putting pieces on. We're already up to 143. So if that gives you any kind of idea of how bad of a state our gear was in. It looks like I had every right to be getting really nervous there. Oh yeah, we look. We are sporting the patchwork quilts. Yes, yes we are. So yeah, from 68 armor up to 206. We'll see how that improves things. I'm hoping it improves things dramatically.
Would you like to purchase something?
I'd like you to purchase something. Alright, so we'll try to recoup our losses here. Alright. I can't deal with this look, so watch. We're gonna go and put a quick transmog on this, and we'll probably end up getting mail gear to drop now after we just spent the money. I would not be surprised in the slightest, because that's how we roll here, apparently. Alright. I think yesterday was the first time I was in Stormwind where it was raining. That was kind of wild. I don't think I liked it. I don't think I liked it one bit. Zigged when I should have zagged. Alright, your void storage. Transmogger. I want to transmog my gear. I have transition lenses, so whenever I go outside, they're like always in sunglass mode within a few minutes. Shoulder. I went through hell to get that set. I really should have it transmogged more. That's not the right belt, though. Did we not get the belt? Well, I think that's the belt. You know, we must not have gotten the entire set because I don't see... hands for it. Fascinating. I'm surprised I never noticed that. Well, I mean, that really doesn't work, but that really doesn't work either. It's just that one shade that doesn't want to really work with anything. Fascinating. Alright, let's see what we've got here. This might be another piece that's missing, although I don't know if this had them. I don't normally go with them, so legs we don't have to really worry about because we're in long pants, so did I like just stop when I got that one piece, or are we not high enough to access the other ones? I mean, that's a possibility. I don't want to spend all day dicking around here, so good enough. The Murloc matches. Oh, we didn't do our weapon. Don't need anything too terribly flashy. I mean, a little flashy might not be so bad, but there's not all that much green on here. And I feel bad because I'm always using this staff transmog, but there's not a whole lot here. That I'm happy with. We'll just go with that. That's fine. Alright. Though I am curious about one thing. So it was Pandaria. that's Black Temple. Next. Where is it? Where are you? There it is. No, we had it. Oh, this was... No, this was Panda. We had that. Oh, okay. I just didn't recognize the hands. Alright. That's fine. Oh, that's the belt. It's got rope on it. Okay, so we picked an entirely different belt. What are we missing? Really? The legs. The legs are from a vendor. That's fascinating. Is that like a token vendor? Or is it just straight up buy from the vendor? I'll have to look into that later. But that's okay. What we have on is going to work well enough for this. And now we have the little Murloc on the back to entertain you guys. Because why not? So sorry for that slight deviation. Fortunately we didn't spend too much money because the level 50 gear can be pretty pricey. Alright, so let's see if this goes any faster or any easier. Well, I didn't have to drop the totem on him. That was a lot better. That was a lot better. And we were still technically at 7 charges on Earth Shield instead of like 4, so definitely made a difference. Don't touch my mob. I don't know where the hell you came from. Oh, you're mining. Okay, fine. You know, that was quite a difference, wasn't it? Quite. Now, I don't know how things are gonna work with these guys. Alright then. Yeah, combat suddenly got a lot faster there. Alright, so yeah. Alright, I'm feeling a little better now. Not enough to go gung-ho. You really shouldn't go gung-ho and not have any caution to your leveling while you're on a Bloodthirsty, or any challenger, really. But, I'm not quite as, oh god, nervous. So unfortunately, we had to take matters into our own hands, since the gear just wasn't happening. Alright, yeah, I haven't had to drop the totem. Because we would have been here for like an hour on just the shaman here. Between dropping Healing Rain and dropping the totem, and it was only going to get worse, so... I mean, we might have been able to get away with it for as long as we did because like the mobs were scaled down to us, but this is about where we should be questing at this point. If you excuse me, if you remove Crommy time from the realm of possibilities. I don't see an increase in procs on on Lava Burst, but you know, I wasn't expecting a huge increase. I just wanted to keep them happening, which is why I didn't want to get rid of all of our crit. I wanted to give chance for this to crit. Alright, let's reapply Earth Shield, or refresh Earth Shield rather. Oh, I'm feeling so much better I can't talk now. Of course. Well, hopefully that means we'll get through her pre-stream leveling all that much faster. 'Cause it takes like the rest of the week that I'm off doing other things for us to get through stream prep. Or for me to get through stream prep. Especially as these characters get into Shadowlands. The DK this week took me probably close to 10 hours. We'll do a slash played before we get started on her. This one took 5 hours and 27 minutes of so far up to this point through this level. So these are not quick endeavors. It's not like a half hour of playtime and then I'm off to do other things. This is why I'm so busy, because these don't get to where they need to be for stream on their own or in a very short fashion. It takes some time. Which is why I had to scale back how many were running at once, because I was like, oh no, we can't have this many in Shadowlands at one time. It's not gonna work. I don't have that kind of time. And that's okay, because in a little while we'll probably be putting one more in the books, and then the warrior will be back in the rotation until they're done, and one way or another. So we'll see. I'm ending this out on my least strong classes, so this could be all sorts of a train wreck. You know. We'll see. We'll see. I've never gotten a warrior to max as a normal character that I can remember. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I may have once, maybe, towards like the end of an expansion. It didn't last long, because then like an expansion might have come in and then I was like, oh well, fuck, you know, sort of thing. But I didn't do at least I didn't save the rogue for the last set either, because you know, that would have been really bad for me, having to fight through the rogue and the shaman and the warrior, and oh, it would have been bad. So we might see a little bit of the working man with the warrior comboed together. Like not on the screen at the same time, but on the same day, just so I have something else to do on the days where the warrior's the only bloodthirsty we have remaining. Because the working man doesn't matter if they get proc skills on them. They're not a pacifist. I'm leveling them like a pacifist now. I was killing stuff on them up to maybe level 15 or so. But now I'm just strictly gathering on them at the moment, because I'm getting a little nervous about killing stuff. I haven't upgraded her gear whatsoever, and she is speckless right now. So we'll see what happens. Like, every time I log in, they're like, you haven't chosen a spec yet. And I'm like, yeah. And like, I don't feel as though I need one right now, but thanks. I guess. Alright, yeah, no, I feel a hell of a lot more confident with that. With that slight, with that gear bump. The armor is making a world of difference. A world of difference. Alright, so we just have a little bit more to go on this one, and I have a feeling that their work for the next level is going to be a lot faster, and thank goodness, because I'm very busy. I'm agonizing over a painting project at the moment. I forgot I need to be working on something for Father's Day. That's gonna be a pain. Like, you can't buy anything for my dad. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for him. I have an idea. Improved reincarnation. Well, I mean, I can use it once, but I'll be dead, so that's not helpful. Why is it improved? Oh, you get 20% additional health. Okay, well. It's not like you're restored to full health, but I guess if you're in the middle of a fight, like under normal circumstances, it's not really gonna help you as a bloodthirsty, to say the least. Alright. So let's go back to Heatherford. Alright. Chilwell, the patient. Thidwick. That's cute. Alright. We definitely look like we have our summer fit going on here. Okay. So, let's go. WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. Tidal Soul. Resto Shaman. Dings. Level 46. So you've got 4 more levels to go before you enter Shadowlands. You've got a slash played of 4 days, 19 hours, 54 minutes, 33 seconds. Your total kills to date. $8,922. Alrighty. We will send that off to Twitterland, and I will zoom in so you all can be entertained, maybe by the Murloc. Oh, we did end up with a antler. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna take every last scrap of gold we can get. So that puts us at 181. Alright, the meat we'll do at the end, because we're just gonna get more of it.
Stop by anytime.
So about 200 gold. Just over. Alright, and we will tuck on up in here for the time being. Alright, next up on our list is gonna be the Demon Hunter. So, Demon Hunter is level... What level are we? Level 49! Okay, I can hear the frogs outside. It must have stopped raining. It's been raining off and on for like the past 3 days. I was a little nervous as to whether we were going to get stream in today. Or if I was going to have to move WoW to tomorrow, because they were saying thunderstorms like all day, but I think it's finally starting to move out. Or if we get anything else, it might just be regular rain and not a thunderstorm. Alright. Let's go. Let's get down to killing. So for those new to the Bloodthirsty challenge, your grinding to max level is the basic gist of it. You're not questing as you would normal leveling or like Iron Man. Bloodthirsties can wear green gear if they want to. That's as high of a gear change as you can go, or gear quality as you can go. But you still can't level like a normal person with the green gear on. You gotta be careful. Green gear is not going to be a savior, though it will help. It will give you a few more hit points to work with, and you know, like we witnessed with the shaman when you upgrade it, it can definitely make a difference as to how hard things hit you at times, but it will not prevent you from dying. You can still mess up or have a respawn happen or have someone drag something over you. Like, it's still quite possible to die even with the green gear, but it helps a little bit because you're in combat quite so much and you can't quest. You know, you have to fight. So when Legion came in, mobs were hitting terribly hard, and Stone made the decision to go ahead and allow the Bloodthirsties to use green gear if they so choose. You can still go... Oh, bunny. You can still go no higher than white and gray if that's what you choose. And if you were doing Bloodthirsty on Classic, or trying to do Bloodthirsty on Classic, you would only be doing white and gray. You would not be able to do green gear, because at that point in time, green gear was not allowed. So, yeah, you would still be in the white and gray. Now, we don't have a tracker for it on Classic, because they didn't give us the API access or the API info that we would need. But if you're trying to do it on your own, no green gear on a blood in Classic, as of right now. That did not come in until Legion, so keep that in mind. Now, there are a few instances where you can quest, but those are outlined very specifically on the website in the Bloodthirsty rule set. There is a link that will take you to the allowed quest page. We don't have a way to get to that page outside of going through the Bloodthirsty rules at the moment. So I would bookmark that so that you can get back to it easier. Excuse me, if you find you need to reference it quite a bit. The only times that I would think that you'd really need to be referencing it, though, would be if you're on a class, race, I can't speak today, combo, you're locked into the starting zone. So like the demon hunters are locked in, the death knights are locked in, goblins, pandas, and worgans are locked into their starting zone. They can't leave it. You're gonna have to quest up to a certain point, and the quest that you have to stop on is listed on that page. You cannot do Exile's Reach as a bloodthirsty no challenger can. Well, teams can, technically, I believe, because teams are allowed to do dungeons. But we don't have the teams tracker working right now. That's a huge endeavor and undertaking. I don't know when teams trackers will be functioning again. If they are. If they do get back to functioning, realistically, might not happen until sometime in Dragonflight. I'm not expecting it to happen before then. My personal feelings on it. Because it's a lot. And the guys need to start prepping for the trackers getting Dragonflight ready. Or at least getting an idea of what they need to do to write in the Dragonflight code. Once we get access to test things. So, you know, keeping the base challenges up and functioning is a higher priority than teams right now. I'm gonna be completely upfront with you guys. It's still on the table, and I think they might still be trying to work on it in the background when they have time. But it's not a super high priority at the moment. There's other things that need to be dealt with and getting ready for. And there's a few extra steps that Zaya has to do and Rudd to try to, with Nap's input, to try to get the team's stuff worked out. And I haven't seen any updates from Zaya about teams, so it's gonna be a while. I would not be I will be highly surprised if it happens before Dragonflight. In which case, awesome. But don't hold your breath. I mean, it'll come back eventually, but I would not expect it before then, because we're getting down into expansion transition, where things need to be getting tested and worked on, and there's a lot of behind the scenes shit that's going to be happening soon. The test team is going to get very busy very quickly. It sounds like they might be prepping for key dispersal soon, which is why Nita was like, hey, if you wanted to be part of this test team, you need to let us know, like, now, because we can't for sure say we're going to be able to get you in right away. Because I have no idea if they give her any keys, how many she might get. She might get 2. I don't know. So we'll see. So if you are part of the test team, make sure you've opted in for beta access at the very least, in case she doesn't get enough access for the test team. You can get in at some point. Speaking of, I need to tell the husband he needs to opt in on the website. I completely forgot. And if you don't tell us you wanted to be part of the test team, then we don't know and we don't have you on our list. Lita's got a list started and compiled. We've got a couple new people on the test team, or that have volunteered to be on the test team this year, which is great. That's helpful. it means less work that each person has to do. It was a whole hell of a lot for Shadowlands. I think there was only 4 of us, maybe 5 on the test team. It was a lot. To look at every single challenge and try to figure out where there was going to be a problem, where, you know, what was going to be doable, what wasn't going to be doable, because, you know, we have to sit down and put our feedback into written form for Lita. And then she needs to look at it and sit down, or, you know, like her and Stir have to sit down and look at it and be like, okay, you know, oh, it's pouring. Oh my. And see, okay, you know, what the rules are gonna be. Hey, Taco. It is a Nisey. Nisey was late getting started today. Story of my life. At least lately. I'm either painfully anal retentive early, or I'm late as shit. So, oh, that's just the way things go. I almost stayed up when I had to pee at like 9 o'clock this morning, 9:30. But I think I had only had about 3.5 hours of sleep, so I probably would not be functioning right now if I had. So I ended up laying back down and fell back asleep, and I woke up like twice in between laying down and actually getting up, because I thought, like, I woke up and I'm like, oh, I don't really think that much time has passed. I thought like it had been like a half an hour or something, and because Russ woke me up as he was putting the dog's harnesses on, and Momo's rapey tags were jingling really loud for some reason, or I'm just extra sound sensitive today. Either one's possible. And woke up again. I think I woke up to him taking them out twice, and somewhere in between he took my mom to the store, and I didn't wake up for that apparently. And when I did surface, he was typing away, doing something on Reddit. He's up on a Reddit thread, subthread or something, and so he was posting on there, and I'm like, his mechanical keyboard hammering away woke me up, and I'm like, what time is it? He goes, it's 3:30, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I am sorry, I did not mean to sleep that late. He's like, what the fuck ever. He goes, I don't care. I'm like, yeah, but I had a stream today that was supposed to start at 4. And I'm laying there trying to become awake enough to control my limbs to get out of bed. And then he lays down, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's like, half laying on top of me. He's like, I want cuddles. And I'm like, I need to get up. So I was like, alright, I can do this for a minute. And then he like had his head in my shoulder, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, I'm enjoying my arm scratches you're giving me. And I'm like, you're gonna fall asleep. He goes, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. And 30 seconds later, I heard him snoring.
It was not 30 seconds, it was like 5 minutes. I can't believe you're giving me shit for relaxing enough to take a nap.
No, it was funny because I had to get up for my stream. So by the time I did get out of bed, it was like an hour later almost. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I am so late. So late. Oh, hey, are you still there? Husband?
Didn't hear you, what's up?
Go to the World of Warcraft website and opt in for beta testing. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Just in case she doesn't get enough keys.
Well, I'm bottom of the barrel anyhow, so.
I know, but I don't know if we already have to be on the opt-in list or not. I don't know how they're doing it, so. What was that?
My authenticator requiring approval.
Oh. I've never heard it make that noise before. I don't know what we're gonna do when mine dies.
We'll figure it out. Those things are designed to last here.
I still have one of the old school ones. Like, old school ones from when they first came out. And you couldn't pick your design. They just gave you whatever. And mine says StarCraft on it.
Where do I check in for that?
It's on the World of Warcraft website. There should be something about Dragonflight. Maybe look up World of Warcraft Dragonflight beta. It's like it's
Beta up, and there it is.
there. I was gonna say it's towards the bottom of a page, I think. Where you have to check a box. I did it a couple weeks ago, so I don't fully remember. Alright. Like, they haven't even started alpha yet. So how is Taco? Is Taco still here? Hope Taco is well. Taco's been leveling. I've been seeing your name on the list.
I don't have a target.
You don't have a target. You know, I kind of feel like the shaman was moving faster than the demon hunter. I mean, we did have to take a slight detour. So how you doing, Taco? And go get some gear for the shaman, because she was basically wearing tissue paper against the mobs at this point. So that did slow us down a little bit, but I feel like the shaman was leveling a little bit faster. But then again, this demon hunter isn't tank spec, so I mean that's something else that we kind of have to keep in mind. We're not going to be blasting through the mobs. I went with a little bit more potential survivability from the Vengeance, and it's what I know. I don't know Havoc all that well. So I'm just trying to give this one the best shot of getting there. We have gotten a demon hunter to max before, but that demon hunter got flagged because of the Threads of Fate nonsense. Just got your working man to 24. I saw that when I was over there updating mine. I saw you on the list over there. I was like, oh hey, Taco's here too. I need to get back on my working man tonight if I have time. If I have time. I have to work on a Father's Day gift. Because we're not going to have the money to get him anything. We are so fucked right now, so it's ridiculous. We're bailing out the lifeboats. I just hope we hear something from the state soon, or from his lawyer, because this is getting to be a lot. But we haven't heard anything since we mailed off the paperwork that they were saying was late. That wasn't, which we don't understand. And our lawyer didn't understand it either. The lawyer's like, we managed to get that to print and we faxed it to them. They're like, why are they saying they didn't get it? And we're like, oh no. We got a letter and the lawyer got a letter saying, oh, this paperwork's not here yet. What is going on? You have X number of days to get it here. Sending us into a fucking tailspin of a panic. The lawyer's office had closed for the day, so we couldn't get a hold of them. So we're trying to call Social Security. Got a hold of someone there. We got like a 3-day extension, which was a big fucking deal because it was the course of the weekend. Like, well, the shit just has to be postmarked before this date. And I'm like, well, it will be. It'll be postmarked on Monday. So we sent a hard copy in to cover our ass, which is what we should have did in the first place. And we called the lawyer Monday and they're like, we sent it. We don't know what the hell they're talking about. So they resent it and emailed the receipt to us saying that it was sent. Or that it was received or something. And I'm like, Okay. We'll see what happens. I just can't with this fucknuttery going on around here. Like, we need a definitive answer here as to whether or not he's going to get approved for his disability. Because this is crazy. Like, the boy's anxiety is too bad. He can't work through it. He would much rather be at work all day. And he tried to work through it for a long time, and it was just getting worse. And the medication that he was on just wasn't quite powering over it enough. And he doesn't really want to go with anything stronger because he had a bad reaction to one of the stronger ones before, and we don't want to go that road again. That was bad. That was real bad. But we did not know. Working for an attorney that handled that years ago, he always had each client do 4 copies of everything, no exceptions. Yeah, like, he was gonna fill it out, but his handwriting is terrible because they sent him the hard copies in the mail. And he saw that he was able to do it online because he wanted to make sure it was legible. So he filled it out, and then he sent copies, he emailed copies to the lawyer. And we had the originals. And the lawyer had emailed us saying they were having trouble printing it. We didn't see that email right away. We didn't see that email until this letter came from Social Security saying, we didn't get your paperwork. We're like, what the fuck? And we saw the email saying, you know, the lawyer was having trouble printing the paperwork. And I said to Russell, I said, if they were having this much trouble, why the fuck didn't anybody actually pick up the phone and call us instead of relying on an email for us to check? Like, we don't always check our email every single day. Especially with him, because 90% of his email is junk, so he just doesn't bother. And, you know, you would think that something that important, somebody would call you, considering they had our house number and his cell phone, and we didn't get a call from either. And, but it turns out they were switching to a new system, and then there was an update email to the original one saying they were able to print it, and they faxed it. And we're like, okay, and then we get this letter in the mail. We didn't get your paperwork. As I originally said to him, I said, should we mail our own copy anyway? And he goes, no, I want a paper trail through the lawyer. And I was like, all right. We should have mailed our own copy anyway. So lesson learned there. But, I mean, it in my brain, knowing the bullshit my mom went through to get her disability approved, I was just like, I feel like sending them more paperwork than necessary would probably be better than hoping it's enough. But, yeah, it was wild. So we haven't heard anything since. I don't know if that means no news is good news. I don't know. He originally did the application in March last year. So this March would be a year. April, May, 12, 13. So we're about 14 months in total on this journey. Maybe 13 months if you count towards the end of when they took the application, because we didn't know that they were taking it when they did. We didn't know there was a time limit on it, and he hadn't hit send, and there was a couple things he wanted to adjust on it that we were trying to find out the info for. But they rejected him in like September or October, and then it took us like over a month to find a lawyer that would work with us. The first lawyer that was recommended to us didn't want to touch us with a 10-foot pole. Probably because they figured they weren't going to get enough money out of it if they won the appeal. We were a little miffed about that because it was somebody his aunt had used and she had highly recommended them, blah blah blah, and then they were kind of snippy and bitchy to us when we were talking to them. But his aunt made more at the job that she had been at, So, I mean, maybe it was just a numbers thing with them. I don't know. The lawyer we ended up with seemed a little hesitant to take us on at first. But then ultimately decided to. So, we'll see. I just wish we would hear something. Like, we don't know if he has to go before a judge yet or anything. So, we don't know dick. We do know that our lawyer said she was trying to speed things up as fast as she could. But, you know, you can only go so fast through knee-deep red tape. So, and with other people being in line ahead of you. It takes time. Unfortunately. You're lucky to get it done in any time under 2 years, especially now. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. We don't know what other fuckery is gonna be afoot.
Yeah, when I signed up for it, the government website said 18 months expected. Probably gonna run over than that, so...
Yeah, like, we're hoping that it's around the 18 months, but realistically, we know it could be longer.
Month 14!
But, oh, fuck me. I don't think I hit that. I think one of my purple orbs slammed through him.
Yep, I watched it.
Which is fucking annoying. But let's not forget, back in Legion, I was pulling like 5 of these fuckers at once. So I'm just trying not to do that here. This one's gonna end up joining the fray here too. Yep. Which is what I'm hoping doesn't happen if this one makes it into Shadowlands. We're gonna have to be super careful with how we pull shit on this Demon Hunter. And make sure that we have enough of a buffer zone. So, I have an idea of where I'm going to take this one. This one might be on the same leveling adjusted loop as the Druid right now. In an attempt to eliminate patrols running through me, because there's only one patrolling mob I have to worry about on the scaled down loop that the Druid is on, and I can kill that one away from everything else to buy me some time before it respawns. And that one's got a little bit more elbow room, shall we say, to work with, which I'm probably gonna need, because this one's got a lot of flying out things. So see, when we hit Soul Cleave, our purple orbs came back to us and went through the mob, and if it had gone through any other mobs, it would have brought that mob along with it. So Demon Hunter is a little tricky, especially if you're in an area that there's going to be a lot of heavily packed mobs. But I think we've got enough elbow room in parts of Bastion that we can work with. We're just gonna have to be super, super careful. And this one might have to start out on the Druid's loop when they first get out there, instead of dicking around up near Aspirant's Rest. Because Aspirant's Rest's a little tight up in there. And I'm not sure I wanna mess with that. The mobs should be the same level over near, I can't remember what it's called, near Zozami, where she's at, that area. It's near where that like mimic place is or something. And we've hit 50. Alright, I'm not going to put you guys through the shopping trip on this one, since we already did a shopping trip on the Shaman. This one's going to Shadowlands. Alright. Slash played 4 days. This character's a little over a year old. She needs gear. She needs level 50 gear. Going into Shadowlands, you're gonna want to upgrade your gear as best as you can within the restrictions of your challenge. Instead of relying on the gear drops, I've found, because the mobs out there hit exceptionally hard. Exceptionally. Compared to the pre-Shadowlands mobs. You definitely want the added hit points of the level 50 gear going in there. I would not rely on like your BFA gear or lower if at all possible. However, the level 50 gear on Auction House is asininely expensive depending on your gear type. Leather has been through the roof at level 50 lately. So we'll see if we even have enough money to upgrade her gear. I'm hoping that the gear prices on leather have come down a little bit at level 50. We'll see. I don't understand why it's so high for that level, because when you get to the leather at level 56 or 57, it drops off quite exponentially. It like more than half price of what it was at 50, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Why is it so much cheaper at this level point than it was there? We are a Vengeance Demon Hunter, and we have hit level 50. This one officially has 10 levels to go. Slash played 4 days, 1 hour. No, come back. 27 minutes, 9 seconds. I'm bad about my commas on here. Commas are a character slot that's being, or a character space that's being used. What are we at for total kills on this one? I don't think it's going to be all that high. No. Pretty low. 5, 9, 7, 6 is what I think that says. If it doesn't, please let me know. I think those numbers match. Those numbers together generally aren't a problem for me. 5s and zeros and anything are more of a problem for me. And like 1s and other numbers. Alright. So, we're currently at 4,991. We did replace 2 pieces of gear. Alright, let's do the greens first. Alright. Greens came down to 67 gold. Excuse me. Our vendor trash up next. We are going to grab some more food for our Shadowlands run when we get out there, because we're still on the damn Illidari rations. In fact, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of those now. Alright, so it's 2, bless you. Bless you. You okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's 284 from the vendor trash, and now let's deal with the meat. Haven't been able to sell this on Auction House, so I'm just gonna get rid of all that. That's another 196. So, you know, what? 500 gold-ish. Okay. So, I'm gonna spare you guys the auction house trip on her for now, since we're not going into Shadowlands on her right this moment. I will deal with that when I work on her pre-stream leveling. Alright, next up we got... Oh, something sold on the working man. I wonder what, because nothing looked like it was going to even be pending when I was in there before we started. Alright, so we're gonna pop on the druid next. Go for it if you want to, you're here for it. I mean, we could, but I definitely want to get the DK done and in the books. Because I'm anxious to be done the DK. I want them done. They've been a terribly, painfully long road, and I'm just, I am so tired of dealing with this Death Knight. You have no fucking idea. It's been making my skin crawl. They're just so slow to level. I'm not running with a rune weapon enchant. I don't have, we can't have the talent points selected, so her rune recharging has been so slow. And then the moths that I'm killing, if they get enough stacks on you, they slow your haste speed and your movement speed, and I'm just like, I just want to be done. I mean, I could have gone with the gore mobs, but the gore mobs were a little bit risky at 60 on that character. The gore hit the DK pretty hard at 60. I was having a hard time recovering with Heart Strike, Death Strike. One of those. So I was like, well, I've DC'd out here before where these moths are. Let's just stick with the moths. Alright, I think our shaman's out here today. Our shaman Thorn inside. Which was the reason for the scaled down leveling loop that I had to do. This isn't the scaled down part. This is still the original loop I worked out. That worked pretty nicely. I mean, it's a little bit of a longer loop. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it let me move pretty freely through it. It let me have the scenery change a little bit, so it wasn't quite so bad. But Shaman Thorn inside showed up while we were working on the monk, maybe? And they're just out here 90% of the time that I'm out here trying to level. And it's a fucking trial because they take out like 2/3 of my leveling loop in the middle of it. If I don't have the timing right, where I'm beating them to the kills. And so there would be a moth here, 2 horses here. So that's 3 mobs missing there. They get the moth that's around the corner here. That's 4 mobs. Sometimes they take out the moth and the 2 horses that are up the road here a little bit. Yeah, moth's missing. And the horse is actually up. That surprises me. So they either didn't come this way yet, or these have respawned. 'Cause I think they go up this ridge, like that's on top of these rocks here, and then they loop back through here on their return trip. I think. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They're also they're farming for leather. But I've also seen them pick some flowers if it was in the path that they were running to farm for their leather. I've never seen them go out of their way to get a flower. Personally, I really thought they were a bot. I did submit a possible bot report, but nothing ever came of that one, so I can only imagine that they decided it was a person. You know, I can't do anything else aside from doing the report that I did. The other reports that we had made of a possible bot, we did get feedback from Blizzard, and they were like, oh yeah, you know, we've taken care of it. So, and I didn't see those characters again. So I imagine that they've decided that this one isn't. I mean, I guess it couldn't be, but for a person, they're awfully disciplined in following the same exact footsteps, which is intriguing to me. I mean, yeah, I'm out here grinding for hours on end too, but sometimes I bounce, sometimes I turn funny, sometimes my path will wiggle a little bit. I'm not like dead center on a line every time, so okay. But we might as well kill these while we are on our way over. So the druid is 55. There they are, Shaman Thorn inside. They're gonna stop and skin the shit that I just killed. Yeah, and then they get that one, and then they get the trio of horses. It's very specific. They don't always get the trio of horses, but sometimes they do. And they're gonna get that one, and then they're gonna get the moth on the other side, and then they're gonna run down into the valley. And then they're gonna come up the other side of the valley. They're gonna go mess with the Larians now. Yep. It's very odd. The movement never seems to wiggle, and it fascinates me. Because even I get bored and need to bounce or change my movements or something to break up the monotony. Unless they pulled one over and it is an automated thing running it and they're just sitting there watching it in case Blizzard messages them and they answered them. I don't know. Could be a person. Feels very strange for it to be, though. In my opinion. Could be a person, though. If that is a person, they are very disciplined and very committed to running the same exact line. Every time. That's all I'm saying. Based off of the other shenanigans I've seen out here. That were determined to be needing some sort of actions taken against them from Blizzard, supposedly. So this is really part of the modified loop I had to do for this one because of Shaman Thorn inside. This was part of the loop anyhow, but this is kind of the new middle of the loop. So we get the turtles. And I don't go for all of the turtles because I can't get in the water, right? The water's gonna buff. And we can't be having that. But when you've got a ranged one that can pull, we can pull a few of these to us that aren't quite such a pain in the ass to line up. A couple of them over near the edge of the rocks in the deeper part of the water, those are a pain in the ass to line up. Oh, these guys don't normally drop loot. Once in a while they will, it's very random. But more times than not, you're not going to have anything to loot from these guys. So if that's going to bother you, you might want to find a different mob. It bugs me to a degree. So I'm like, how is there nothing to loot off of them? But yeah, like that one didn't give us anything. And since I'm a bloodthirsty, I'm relying on my loot drops to either vendor or sell on auction house to pay the repair bills, right? So, but the greens are worth a pretty penny out here. However, selling them on the auction house on my server set at times is asinine, because I have seen them posted for lower than the vendor amount, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, just what are you doing? Like, I'll see them almost 15 gold below the vendor value on the item, and I'm like, why? Because then auction house is going to take their cut on top of it. I'm like, this isn't eBay. They're not going to bid more for what you're posting. I don't understand. So I don't normally bother with this one or this one. It's really hard to... I mean, that one you might be able to line of sight better, but this one that's under the ridge here, it's not worth the time. In my opinion, since we can't get into the water or anything. Just better off ignoring it and moving on to the next mob. Now the mobs are still yellow to us at the moment. They're gonna go green here soon. And I think they go green at 56. I might be misremembering. It could be 57. Maybe it's 57. I don't remember. It's gonna happen soon, right? Because they're 53 and we're currently 55. I feel like it might be 56, but I could be wrong. We'll see what happens when we dig, if we dig. Always say if, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's not guaranteed until it happens. Right? So... I mean, I'm hopeful that we'll ding. I don't see any reason why we won't ding. But I'm not gonna phrase it like it's a definite. We've learned that lesson. So frenzied regen you have to have rage to use, so it's not a bad idea to carry some food on you, because yeah, I mean, you could pop out of bear form and hit regrowth. Regrowth's okay. It's not a favorite spell of mine. I've been burned by it before. It's a hot, excuse me. So I mean, if you're in trouble. You're gonna need to start spamming that shit, or hit dash and fucking run. But I would not rely strictly on regrowth. I would make sure you have some food in between fights if need be. Alright, so we came down here, near the bridge, right? And we got most of the turtles around the lake. And then we're hitting these two guys coming up out of the lake. And we've been clean. We haven't been getting any phantom dailies or credit for phantom dailies that we didn't do since the mall skip. So it was something definitely related to the mall that was giving us credit for a daily quest that we never did. We're still not quite sure what the hell that was all about, but ever since the mall skip, I haven't seen it happen. So it was definitely in relation to that. So we've been able to be a little bit more relaxed about that, but you still have to watch where you're grinding so that you're not in like a bonus objective area or anything. Which is why I've been a bit selective of my mobs. Yeah, we're not going after humanoids, but the areas with the humanoids can get real messy real fucking fast. And it's just not worth it to me. If it's worth it to you, that's you, my friend. But I'm not going to risk it at this stage in the game. After the long ass grinding session that we've done to get to this point. No thanks. This was a character that went through level squish, so they've been around for a hot minute. Needless to say. So, I think, I can't remember if this was a BFA created character or a Shadowlands created character. I have at least one that was created during BFA. It might have been this one, I just can't remember. But, I will never forget the sting of that 113 druid biting it. Because of a stupidness that happened with Sunfire. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna run balance again. That hurt. That hurt. I mean, kind of my own fucking fault for not realizing that there were mobs that high above my head. But also, you know, what the hell is that spell doing grabbing those mobs that were that high above my head kind of thing. So, I don't know. That one stung. I actually didn't know if I was going to reroll the druid because that one hurt. That was when max was 120. And I was up to 113 and then had the rug ripped out from underneath of me and then I was like, oh my god, I've grinded for 113 levels for nothing. So that one hurt. Definitely. I was reevaluating life choices at that moment. Not gonna lie. But with max being 60 right now, I figured this was our best opportunity that we're ever going to have to try to pull this off. Alright, there's our ding. Yep, so these guys go green at 56. So, just a quick show. So I get that fox there, then it's across the road. I grab this one. There's one here on the island that you could grab if you really want to. I grab this one, this one, this one, or I'll go this one, this one, this one. And then there's that, and then across the road to grab this one. And then it's travel form to go across the bridge and start all over again. We've hit 56, 4 more levels to go on this one. So, yay. Oh, we can't see us. We can't see us. We're hiding in the bushes. There we go. Alright. Let's hearth back to Hero's Rest. As I get my angry back resettled into my chair. Oh, I never did finish getting my B mount. Alright. We got one more to go after this one. After we're done. Oh. That's a nice shot. All challenges. Bloodthirsty Soul Survivor. Bear Druid. Dings level 56. Looking at a slash played so far of 6 days. Excuse me, 16 hours, 48 minutes, 31 seconds. I've been omitting that comma all day, so now I'm just doing it to irk people. More than anything. See if how many people notice. It happens. It happens with me. Oh. Okay, that's a thing. Alright. 12,666 kills so far to date with our 6 days and 16 hours / playtime. Alright then. Alright then. Well, I mean, they are a horde character, so... okay. Sure. You bet. Line's right up there with the times where I've been on other characters at low levels, and the way their level lined up to their hit points, I'd have like something 666 hit points, and I'm like, oh, that's not a number you really want. Alright, so what was that, like a 6 gold repair bill? Let's hit up the vendor trash first. And I'm on my vendor mount at the moment. It's just easier up here. I will say, I don't remember seeing the silky manes drop before, but this came off the foxes. So this, I guess, would be the foxes high ticket item. I may have and just don't remember, but I was fascinated by that. I was like, oh, what's this purple thing? And that's what that is. So 282 for the vendor trash. And I don't even bother putting these up on auction house anymore. I think that was the thought I was in the middle of and I didn't finish. I just vendor them at this point because trying to sell them is like a nightmare. Half the time they don't sell and then they come back anyway, and then you've lost the deposit money. We'll just vendor it and be done with it. Especially if you had a good level with a lot of greens drop. You can get a pretty penny. Our greens, 413 on just the greens, so you know, I'll take it. It'll pay the repair bills, and I'll probably upgrade her gear next level, probably, just to make sure that she's looking good for the level 60 mobs. I don't know if she's going to be able to take them on at 57. We'll see. I might test one moth and see how it goes. I have a feeling she's going to be on the green mobs until 58. We'll see. Alright, let's swap over to the DK and wrap things up for today. Alright, I was so done with this character when she had still like 5 bars to be ready for today. I was just done. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't. But I knew the weather on Tuesday was going to be bad because I was working on leveling her on Monday, and I'm just like, it was an all-day affair on Monday with this one. It wouldn't fucking end. What's our / played up to this point? 9 hours and 49 minutes. So yeah, it was pretty close to 10 hours, which is what I was thinking it was going to be. And we still have a bar to go, so we probably will hit that 10-hour mark. So this will probably end up being like 8 days, 20 hours, and like 30... No, like maybe 15 minutes, if that. Alright, so we've been killing the moths just outside of Sage Haven. There's about 10 moths in this leveling loop that we can get to safely, that aren't a double pull. And at this level, it took me 2 passes, roughly, to get a bar of XP rested. So about 20 moths. Roughly. Maybe like 2 or 3 extra. So it's gonna take at least 2 passes, I'm thinking, on this loop to get where we need to be. And I did try the horses out here accidentally when I pulled one when I didn't mean to. It was painful. We survived it, but it was painful. I had a moth and a horse on me by accident at the same time, and I was like, oh fuck, what did I do? I was too invested in watching watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial stuff on the one legal channel that I've been watching on YouTube.
I need to target something first.
And I was like, what? And I looked over at my screen, I'm like, oh, what the fuck did I just do? So it's like, damn it. But you know, shit happens. That's when you know you need to listen a little less harder and pay attention a little bit more. Or maybe you need to take a break for a minute. So one of those. Alright, and I think I did not get you fully in the circle. I'm always bad with placing Death and Decay. When I can grab it, my mouse has been such a shithead at grabbing Death and Decay lately. And it's not just with Death and Decay, it's everything. It doesn't seem to matter what I'm trying to do. A lot of the times when I go to click it, it's taking 2 clicks. Unless I'm just hitting it oddly, but even in other games I'm like trying to grab stuff and I'm like, why isn't this clicking? So by the end of the week I should have our latest 2 challengers that hit max levels write-ups done. So on Friday, maybe Saturday, be on the lookout for No Tango Leche, and I was looking for my travel form. My mouse went over to hit it, and I was like, oh wait. I was like, where's my travel form? Right. Death Knight. Right. Gotta watch me sometimes. You never know what train wreck's about to happen. And work has begun plotting out a Dark Moon Fair post. What is touching me? Something is touching me. Don't know what was touching me. I don't have any of my flashlights. Husband, can I have a flashlight? Because there was something... I brushed something off of me. I don't know what. Sorry, I don't know if it was an ant crawling on my leg or if it was
Probably.
a spider.
It was probably an anton. They're being active again.
Because it was icky. Might have been a piece of fuzz combined with an ant. Sorry, bugs. Bugs are one of my Achilles' heel. I don't handle them well. And so when I have a sensation of something touching my leg, I need to know what the fuck is touching my leg. You know, once I know what it is, depending on the bug, I'm a little bit better. But I need to know what the fuck just touched me. And I've got like animal fur clinging to the underside of my keyboard tray. Because, you know, we have pets. It happens. And I didn't know if it was a piece of fuzz that was touching me. Or if it was a piece of fuzz comboed with an ant trying to crawl up my leg. Something wasn't happy there and I was about to lose my shit. So, and I had to make sure I didn't kill my challenger at the same time. That's fun. Like, I just really wanted to look at my leg, but at the same time I'm trying to, you know, make sure I don't do something stupid. Ugh, this Death Knight. Why do these runes take so long to recharge? Why? I mean, it could be the fact that I'm running without a a rune enchant on the weapon. Or it could just be a talent thing, or I am just super bad at managing my runes. That's also entirely possible. Entirely. But I am trying to make sure that Bone Shield stays above 5. So that we can utilize the passive on that for reduced Death Strike cost. Because I'm all for reduced cost on anything that we're using. Yay, it didn't evade this time. I don't know what it is with these moths and the rocks, no matter where I'm at in the zone. But I'm real good at pulling these moths and getting them stuck in the rocks. It's happened a few times on this Death Knight here. I also have to watch with Death and DK. You don't want to drop your AoEs in an area that's gonna be heavily traveled by other players running through and dragging mobs through there, because then you're magically going to have ownership of those mobs, or there's a good chance you're going to magically have ownership of those mobs when they go to releash. When instead of releashing all the way, they come back to their next highest aggro target. So I'm dropping these because I know there's not a patrol about to run through me as well, which is another thing you have to be on the lookout for. And a lot of the mobs over here, not all of them, but the spot that I'm in this particular section that I'm running, is mostly neutral. Now you can trigger a neutral mob by walking into your AoE, so you do have to... Placement is key. Placement is key. You still have to pay attention, you still have to have the situational awareness to know... Let's see, there's the patrol going up there. So it'll be probably quite an interesting adventure when we get the DK out here. We're gonna be very or the DK. We're on the DK. When we get the Demon Hunter out here, I keep interchanging those two, and sorry if I confuse anybody. Half the time when I mean Demon Hunter, I'm saying DK, and half the time when I say DK, I mean Demon Hunter. I keep reversing them. Probably because they're both of the hero classes that I have right now. I will probably not be doing a, the new race coming in who the pronunciation is completely escaping me. I know what I want to call it, but that's not it. The new dragon humanoid race. The word I want to say is from Game of Thrones, and I know that's not it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. Any more than I already do. But, yeah, I'm probably not going to be running one of those. I do plan on taking a break from challenges once we if we complete this goal. Because I need a break. I know I need a break. I've needed a break for a while. And we're getting there. We're getting there. Got about half bar to go on the DK. You're gonna hear clicking in the background. That's gonna be the husband's mechanical keyboard. Sorry, can't do anything about it. We're in the same room. My snowball mic picks up, you know, everything I don't want it to. He'll probably be competing with the traffic noises of people coming home from work, though. Do I need to make you dinner?
Nope.
Sorry, I just realized what time it was. I'm all discombobulated since we started late. I'm thinking it's like an hour earlier than it actually is. Alright, here we have to be careful because there are 2 horses. Why is the target not in line of sight for death and decay? That was bizarre. I don't think I've seen that message before. Fascinating. Alright, so maybe 9 mobs to go. Maybe. Maybe. DK won't get a write-up because they're a DK. And they didn't start at level 1. Write-ups happen for the base races that started at level... the base race class combos that started at level 1. So allied races don't get a write-up because they didn't start at level 1. Unless they're like the first challenger to hit max in that challenge for the expansion. So like if the first person to hit max for let's use, was it Green Man or Working Man? Execute had someone, I think it was Green Man, hit max for the expansion. That was the first one to do so. BFA. So he got a write-up even though it was an allied race because he was the first challenger to do it for the expansion. So that's like an exception. But normal, everyday, like run-of-the-mill dings on the allied races, the Death Knights and the Demon Hunters don't count. And I highly doubt that the new race coming in is going to be like the new Demon Hunter. It's a new hero class. They won't be starting at level 1. So they won't be getting write-ups either. At least I imagine they won't be because of how things have gone in the past. It'll definitely be mentioned, but not like the full-fledged celebration. Look, my feet don't even reach the stirrups. They're like touching the top of the stirrups. I'm a DK and my feet are resting on the top of the stirrups on the DK horse. That's wild. I noticed that last night and now I can't unsee it. My legs are that short. Kind of wish that they were resized a little bit better for the race model that was on there, but you know, that's, I guess, just being nitpicky at that point. Yeah, so I'm kind of agonizing over what kind of background I want to do on this painting that I was sketching out last night. I sketched out a flamingo, and I gotta say, it didn't come out half bad for the base shape when I've never actually drawn one from scratch before. So, I was pretty proud of that. But I don't know what I'm doing for a background. Like, I was originally thinking maybe like kind of semi-realistic. Painting on the flamingo. And then maybe whimsical background with like line art and shit. I don't know though, I'm not sold on it. I thought I was. But now I'm having second thoughts on it. which makes me hate my brain so very much because I was like, oh yeah, let's do this. And then by the time I sat down to do it, I'm like hesitating and I'm like, I don't know. I think what I was originally thinking probably would have worked out better for like watercolor. But I don't know. I might do the whimsy thing in the background with some line art over it in different shades of paint instead of pen. Because I'm on canvas, so the pen's gonna be a little wobbly. It's not gonna be that smooth. I mean, I've got Sharpies, but they're gonna be jagged because of the texture of the canvas, so. But I think I need to work on the Father's Day gift before I get involved in that. Because that's going to take a little bit of fussing for what I'm going to attempt to do. We'll see. It's probably going to be a hot mess. Oh, stuck on that rock again. I keep hugging it a little too closely. Alright, so maybe 3 mobs to go here. Might be 4. We'll see. It could be 2. I don't know though. Kind of feeling like it's probably gonna be the 3. I could be wrong. Oh my god, die already. Thank you. I don't know if 2 is gonna be enough. We might be just shy. Oh, yeah, I didn't need to do that. Force a habit. I didn't need to death grip the thing that was already attacking me. I could have had a better placement on my death and decay though. Sometimes I have a hard time placing it up here on these rocks. I misjudge where I'm dropping it. As long as we don't drop it in the path of something else that's gonna add more trouble, then we're okay. Alright. Come on. Alrighty. So 32. No. 352. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know if one more is gonna do it. It might. It might. Because my ballpark math is terrible, but if it doesn't do it, then one more definitely will. I'm just uncertain with my dyslexic brain. Come on. Come on, runes. Let's go. No, we did need one more. How much are we off by? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be after I was doing that ballpark math. I was like, I feel like we're 200-ish short. And we are. Roughly. I mean, under 200-ish, but I think we're gonna grab this one. They're a little bit easier to deal with. Out here along the road. Alrighty. Please let this put the DK in the books and be done. Please. I really want to be done this class. This character's been kicking since Legion. Off and on. I want to be done. Yay! Oh, thank freaking goodness. We are done the DK. Whew. Oh no, okay, yeah, I brain farted. It wasn't gonna add the 10 hours in. This was the total, and then that was the level. Okay, yeah, I brain farted. Not surprisingly. This character has a way of numbing me. Oh my word. Finally. You know what? Hang on. Let's see if we can find a picture back in Sage Haven. I'm not thrilled with that screenshot. I don't know if this meat will sell. Well, you know what? This is Horde. I can't even send this money to my bank alt. I had to make a separate bank alt for the Horde side. Which annoyed the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Come on, we need a photo. Get on the bench. No, get on the bench. Although I did that wrong, so we have to... Oh, really? You're not gonna... Oh, that's interesting. Let's go with that. Okay. We'll see if that did anything. Alright. So... let's see how... Okay, that's not too obscene. Sometimes with the female characters, it's just all boob in your face, and it's like, no, it's a little much. So WoW challenges, bloodthirsty, my bloody soul, the blood, the blood elf, blood DK, things level 60. Last played 8 days, 10 hours, 56 minutes, 2 seconds. Total kills on the DK came in at 14,000. Seems kind of low. But they didn't start at level 1, they started at level 50 something, so that's why it feels so low compared to some of the others. Alright. Send you off. Let's grab our vendor mount. Alright, it's 26 gold repair. We had 23 slumber powders. Those are your high ticket items off of those moths. I think they're like 17 something a piece, roughly. Alright, so vendor trash got us 606 gold. What's with the sixes today? The sixes are following us. Starting to get a complex about it. 459, so that's what, 6 and 4 is 10? So a little over 1,000.
Me got the good stuff now.
And we're just gonna vendor this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna keep the food in case, you know, I do decide to level her in Dragonland, Dragonflight, whatever. She'll have some food on her.
Spirits be with
So it's
you.
another 71, so what, 1,000, maybe 1,100 gold? Oh my goodness, thank goodness you're done. You're done, my friend. You're done. You're done, and I don't have to deal with you for quite some time. She's done. Alright, and that's the Templar armor, for those that are wondering what the transmog is. The weapon's not, obviously, and the headpiece is not. But yeah, so that's gonna do it. We got there. So let's see, who do we want to visit today? Oh, Zortz is streaming. We'll go see Zortz. We'll go see Zortz. Tomorrow's gonna be Parkitect. For those that want to pop by, we will be working on that campaign we're in the middle of and seeing if we can get it done. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope to see you tomorrow.